What's going on, guys? It's Michael Gascon, the Horse Guru, coming to you with the latest and greatest when and where to use your crop. So for me personally, whenever I'm colt starting, problem horse solving, spooky horse that won't go forward, anything that has to do with impulsion and the horse taking me for a ride, I do not want to use spurs because, number one, you're stuck with them and they're in the middle of the horse. If I'm having issue with the horse going forward, if I'm having an issue with the horse crossing something, if I'm going to add pressure and my legs and my kisses aren't working, what I mean, if you pony kick your horse 2 times and he doesn't flinch or even look at you, stop kicking. Now you're just desensitizing because obviously he doesn't care that you're kissing to him and you're kicking him. So what I want to use is I want to be able to use a crop as my go-to. This is One Shot. One Shot is a spotted saddle horse stud colt that just came in for training and a little full of himself. And we will be showing you how to use a crop. I like from a 2 to a 2.5 footer. And before I even get in the saddle, just like everything we do it from the ground first. It doesn't matter what bridle you have. We have a D-ring snaffle on him, but you can do this in your halter. You can do this in your curb bit. Probably you wouldn't need this on a curb bit because you're not going to use it on a horse that advanced. This horse is less than 30 days in, and he can be a little bit full of himself, and a lot of times he doesn't want to go forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right here, stand directly in front of him to off the side of his shoulder, and we are going to ask him to move his butt. And we want to see that whenever we bring the crop to him, that he crosses his back feet over, just like so. So we're going to bring our rein here when he tries to move off, because we're just trying to move his butt. And I like to pull it up and towards where the saddle's at, because that's where I'm going to be riding. Give him a warning, click to him, wave it. And the idea is to lighten our horse up so that our clicks hold value. Whenever we click to him, whenever we kiss to him, he thinks, ooh, I better move. We've got one side moving. Now we're going to go to this other side. So a lot of people, they're worried on a horse that's bucky or bolty or spooky or reary to use a crop on them because, of course, they're scared that the horse is going to do that thing that they do or kick at them or get fussy. By pulling their face off to the side, if you control the head, you control the horse. All of those things, bucking, rearing, running, everything that's not beneficial to your health, it happens in a straight line. So if we can take him away from the center, we can pressure him with no fear of the repercussion. So I'm gonna get a hold of this guy here. Oh. So now again, young stud colt, a little problematic, a little full of himself, and a lot of times he wants to shut down, maybe hump up a little bit. So what we want to do is make sure that he understands when we click to him, he should be going forward. So I have this crop, look at how I have it downward and in my hand. Put it on this side so you guys can see. For the first cropping of any horse, do not crop the horse in a straight line. Because if you crop him in a straight line, he can lock up the steering wheel and he could buck or run off or do something funky. What we want to make sure that we do is that we have control of his head and we have control of his butt. Even though he's a stud colt and he's full of himself, we cropped him from the ground and he wasn't able to kick us or run us over because we had him by the face. We pulled him around. We're going to do the same thing in the saddle. So I'm going to slide this hand down the rein. Look how I'm sitting back here, heels in front of me, shoulders behind me. I'm going to sit down, find his face, pull him around, touch his butt. Notice when I'm moving his butt that I look at the point of his hip. And look how his back feet are crossing. Very good. Do it again. If you have a horse that doesn't want to go forward, don't argue with them for forward. Look to make them softer and easier in a circle and let forward be their idea. Let forward feel like freedom to them. And when they hunker down, instead of kicking or spurring or whipping in a straight line where they can do something funky to you and put you in harm's way, if this horse shuts down, no problem. Oh, you don't want to go forward on a loose rein? No problem at all. There we go. If I click to you, I want you to go forward. If he says no and he acts like he's going to do something, I'll just slide my hand down here, move his butt around. Very quickly, he'll think that anytime that his face gets pulled towards his butt, that he should move his butt or he's going to get popped on the hiney. Notice how it's very important that I look at his butt when I want to move it. What that does is it really twists my torso and really makes it obvious to him. Do it on one side, we can do it to the other. We give him that loose rein. We're not trying to hold him back. Give him that loose rein. Ask him to move his butt. Don't be afraid to, I'm not pressuring him real hard because he's already wanting to move his feet. But if your horse is really stuck, if you have their face to the side, they can't do anything with you. So give them the pressure until they move their feet and keep escalating until they're willing to move it. The second they move their feet, then release that pressure and don't crop them anymore. Very quickly, anytime that horse bulks, anytime that horse shuts down, anytime that horse doesn't want to go, that's really going to make it easier for you to get that horse moving and not be in jeopardy, not have any fear of the repercussion. Well, it's difficult to go from side to side, especially when I'm working on obstacles and things like that. Okay, so we've already moved his butt one way and the other. Now say you're in a situation where you're working on an obstacle, you're asking him to do something. This is the rule of thumb. If you pull away from the crop, so if I pull him here, I'll move his shoulders like that. And if I turn him towards the crop, I'll move his butt. Very quickly, that young horse that doesn't know how to go forward and is kind of looking to pick a fight with you as opposed to going forward, you can avoid the fight and he'll start thinking that every time the reins move that he should move, which is true. He should be giving, he should be looking to get away from that pressure. And if we do those things, it's going to be the easiest, clearest way to get him moving with the least amount of effort, and more importantly, not being in a stressful situation, not getting bucked around, not getting ran with, because he's thinking I should give my head because if not, my butt gets touched. So very quickly, he gets softer and easier. The more he gives, the more you're in control, the less he's in control. Remember that a horse's power is in a straight line, okay? Bucking, running, rearing, all those things happen in a straight line. So if his power is in a straight line, then our control is to the left and to the right. And using your handy dandy crop can really make it easier for you. One more time, all these colts that we work with, all these pound horses that we work, we never look for impulsion with spurs. Again, spurs are for fine tuning. Spurs are for finished riding for a horse that already wants to take you and you're trying to get really pinpoint on what body part you want to move and how you want him to get there. When I'm riding my young horses, my green horses, if I need an aid, if I need help, not saying that I do, but he showed that I could kiss and kick to him. He had no respect a couple weeks ago for people. He just utter disregard for human beings. And he would see a horse and he would start yelling and take you there. Well, so the crop gave him a reason to listen, because then whenever I pulled on his face, if he didn't care about that, he sure cared about whenever he got touched on the hiney. Very quickly, his face softened up. He got soft and easy, and he started paying attention to me. Just him standing here calm and quietly with a loose rein, that just lets you know where his mindset is. And he just got here 3 weeks ago and completely changed his mind. The power of the magic stick. Try it, use it. Tell me what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.